Hello guys, on Sort of Films, aka Maliki here with my last video of October, barring the part 2 of Ryan and the Lost Treasure, as that would be premiering on the 30th of October, but I will be in Wales when that episode goes live, and it's also another review on another one of the 80th packs that I bought off of Tully Thomas, and possibly the last one until I get the when I do get my hands on the Talking Thomas, since I was unsure if I was going to get the Classic Gordon and Classic Percy packs since they were out of stock on Tully Thomas. So for today's review, we are taking a look at the Classic Nia Pack. Before we take her out of the box, let's take a closer look at the packaging, shall we? Pretty much got the same stuff as most of the other ones, including the CGI Nia promos and the 80th logo. And also, from what I've heard on the Thomas Wiki, this pack also appears to be based off of Nia and the Unfriendly Elephant. I think that episode is pretty decent since, slight controversial opinion, but I don't mind Nia as a character, but kind of feel that was a bit of a missed opportunity to have Henry interact with Nia in that episode based on Henry's encounter with an elephant back in the season 4 episode Henry and the Elephant. So with that out of the way, let's take Nia out of the box and take a closer look at her. Okay, so I have now taken Nia out of the box and I put my other Nia that I got in the 2-pack next to it, and if you saw my review on this Nia along with the Push Along James, you probably may know that I think Nia looks pretty decent, and also compared to this one where the buffers were unpainted, so I had to colour them in with paint pen, which, well, I have already done, so I wouldn't want to sound like a broken record about it. However, compared to that one, Nia's buffers are painted on the front, and I also coloured in that coupling on the Nia from the 2-pack, which is not present on the Nia from the 3-pack. And I also just saw a slight difference in the face, as I saw that this eye on the right looks to be a lot different compared to this one, so I'm not sure if that was meant to be a slight, so I think this might have been a slight factory error, correct me if I'm wrong. And speaking of when I thought that the eye on the right looked to be a slight factory error, I did have a similar thing with the James from the 2-pack where I saw the lining looked a bit misprinted and I thought it must have been a factory error, but then I saw that it was present on some of the other Jameses at the Tyler Rally, which was where I bought that one, which I used to make Edward, if you saw in the last 2 reviews. So I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about Nia. Although I feel, had I was one of the people that don't like Nia, I probably would have called this review something like bland character, decent toy, but given how I don't mind Nia, I do think she looks pretty good, as I said before. Now let's move on to the rolling stock. We'll start with the elephant truck, and it looks pretty good. It's also, the mold is also reused from these slate trucks, which this one also came with the Classic Nia, and compared to this one, this also has the updated rolling stock base, and it also hasn't got the geared wheels compared to this. This that came with the Talking Diesel, and this one which I got with Paxton. And I will never understand why Mattel for sticking gears on these wheels would be a good idea. And I also don't mind that the wheels are coloured in orange. So, yeah, I do think this is a lot better compared to, I guess, these ones, because the geared wheels are not present. But you'd probably find that hardly surprising, given how the new Motorized Range is a step in the right direction. The elephant is also reused from the Trackmaster 2 Nia, and another thing I also noticed compared to this one is that that bit is coloured in white, compared to this one where this bit over here is unpainted, and the eye also isn't unpainted. So I think the elephant looks alright, but I kind of like this one a bit more. Given that I plan to use the elephant truck as a slate truck in my series for the next time I'm filming with my Trackmaster and Motor Road and Rail Scarloey engines, I did actually have a thought that if I were to be using this elephant for something, I feel it could be for if I were to do an adaptation of the Runaway Elephant from Season 7, albeit rewritten due to the Elephant Park Station being located on the second narrow gauge railway on Solo in my series, which is built on top of the Kronk and Harwick Railway, since I haven't written any episodes for it, but I did have a thought of including the series in Season 5 in one of my episodes, with the junction connecting it with the Scarloey Railway, but I was debating whether I should remove it or not, because I didn't want my Island of Sodor map to be too crowded like the 2014 Sam Wilkinson map, given how somebody said that there was too much crap on the map. So that's the elephant and the elephant truck out of the way. Now we move on to the brake van. So for the first brake fan in the style of 2014 onwards Trackmaster, well, second if you count Bruno from All Engines Go, And I also painted my motorized Bruno into the blue caboose as seen in Tugs, because I plan to use the Playrail Bruno in my series the next time you see him in my series, and the next time he has a speaking role, given how he's only had one speaking role in my series so far, and I'll probably do give him more speaking roles at some point down the line. As well as the first normal brake fan that we have gotten since Classic Trackmaster, since this one that came with Stafford that I customized into a character named Pete from the old Smoky shorts that I did at Fly Cheese. I also bought that in 2013 alongside this brake fan that came with Pete Sam that I repainted to look like the white brake fan as seen in the CGI series, and gave it a take on Toadface, and I should give him a repaint after I've done filming for this. I will say he does look pretty impressive despite the geared wheels that are easily replaceable. And I like that we now have a LMS ton brake fan, aka what Bradford is based off of, in the style of Trackmaster or Motorized. And I think this will come in handy if you're planning to make a custom of Bradford. Although before that was released, I made a custom of Bradford out of a green Trackmaster brake fan that came with Billy. You can also get this brake fan in the Classic Percy pack, which I don't have, and I would have bought that one too, but it's out of stock on Tootly Thomas, so I was unsure if I'm going to get my hands on that one, but regardless, I do think this brake fan is very impressive, and I do recommend you get that one in the in either the Percy pack or the Nia pack, like what I've done. So now that we've got the brake fan out of the way, now it's time to pull apart this track, which is my setup for Crosby Lake from Gordon Runs Dry, as well as its very first appearance in my series. And laying down some new track and put some batteries in Nia and give her her first test run. Jump cut. Alright, so I've now given Nia her batteries and time to give her her first test run. There she goes. Oh wait, I forgot to change the switches, and she collided with the other Nia. Okay, so I've now set the switch in the right direction, so now we can continue. And I apologise for that knocking, because my mother just informed me that pizza is ready, so we'll continue this running session right after the lunch break. So that there covers my review and test run on the Classic Nia Pack. Do I recommend you pick this up? If you don't mind Nia as a character, then sure. Or if you're not a big fan of Nia and you just want the brake fan, then I also say sure. So, after looking at the new motorized range, which is definitely a step in the right direction, and probably some of the best pieces of modern day Thomas merch we've gotten alongside Thomas Wooden Railway 2.0, I think for the next one it'll probably be of the Playrail Golden Thomas once I've saved enough money for it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all then. Goodbye, folks.